two white liquors, and there's a lot of people cannot drink vodka, and a lot of people cannot drink bourbon. Let's do the tequila out. Now, for my party tonight, it would be tequila and margaritas. But, you know, it'll come up with your theme, and you want to use the right glassware accordingly. Because people want to feel comfortable carrying their wine around and talking and anything like that. Now, these are two very casual glasses. Boys usually like to do the stemless. Women, I love stemware. But if you like to drop them like some of my friends, Dixie cup's the way to go. Next thing, this is very minute, but this does let everyone know who is in charge. You want to wear your fancy apron. Now this apron I've been wearing, and I've worn it to a lot of parties. But it says, if it tastes foul, don't blame the cook. I'll just throw this on. But you know, even if you're wearing a cute little black dress or a number, you can walk around in your apron and people know who you are. If that is, you have 30 couples at your house. But you know, that too, you don't get anything on your dress, then you can take it off when you're ready to eat. Next thing's next. My most important thing is lighting. Lighting is very important to a party. I don't know if you've ever been to a restaurant and the lights, you have those halogen lights, those bright, awful lights. It just doesn't set the mood. Lighting is such a key factor in making people feel comfortable. It sets the ambiance. You want to, dim your lighting. I always install dimmer switches in my home, no matter what. If I'm renting, owning, it does not matter. Dimmer switches are very inexpensive. You can get them at the hardware department at Walmart. And you can just mess with your lighting and you can get it so right and romantic and intimate. And the darker, not too dark, but you want people to kind of start relaxing with their spirits and having some lighting in. Nothing where they can see, this much pimple on your chin. So remember the light bulb, remember the wine glasses. Next, first, last, all the way through, is your iPod. iPod, satellite radio station with, try not so many commercials. Set a playlist. You know who you're inviting. What do they like? They don't like, headbanger metal. Well, do they like soft jazz? Do you have your parents coming? Do you have older people come? Set a playlist, a couple of them, and then you just walk over there. When the party starts picking up, after you've done your spirits and your lighting, I will set some soft mood at first, and then a little bit more, once people start feeling it, knock the playlist up a little bit. Now, these are just a few things, like I said, just important things to me, and I am an expert at throwing a party. I don't know if you see me in any magazines, but Google me. I always love saying that. And these are just very important things. Back to food. I said your food could be crap, right? I brought an eggplant. Who brings out an eggplant? Who likes eggplant? But in planning your menu, you want to think about gluten. You want to think about allergies. You want to think about all those things. Vegan, vegetarian. So do a couple of dishes. And when I like to throw parties, I know everyone loves weddings. So when I do my parties, I don't do a big sit-down dinner. I do a couple of things that people can just put on their plate and just eat. Whether we are sitting down, it's just a selective item, and people love to choose. That's what we do every day. We choose. So they really, really like that. Eggplant doesn't go with my taco theme, but it could, because people don't eat meat. I do a lot of eggplant. I'll do a lot of eggplant with taco seasoning. Oh, it's fabulous. And melt some Mexican cheese on top. You can't go wrong. So, everyone's drinking, the music's good, the lighting's great. We've eaten some of our foods. Nobody's too heavy, too full, because I did those selective different items. Guess what comes next? But now, not only is it for the Xbox, they have it for the PlayStation as far as the Wii, but I'm a big Xbox fan, as my husband's a big Call of Duty guy. But Dance Central, and I mean to tell you, yeah, it's pretty embarrassing at first, but oh my gosh, keep pouring your spirits because it only gets better. You can also bet on this. What you don't have to battle it out with someone. You have somebody go, and then you have somebody else go, and whoever gets the higher score wins, and whoever doesn't either has to eat something gross that you have laying around the house or take a shot of that bourbon. And last but not least, now the party's going on. Now I'm summing up about a good 5 hours into a 7-minute speech, but the coffee cup. And the reason I say this, you want to be the responsible one if you are the one throwing the party. So, coffee. Always have a cup or two brewed for someone. Because there are those people, and I know I was myself back then, that like to imbibe a little too much. So the coffee, it'll give everyone a little chance to relax, and once you're done settling down, you can also bring out another game, perhaps a trivia game. That kind of settles everyone down and starts listening. But by the way this party is going, I'm telling you, people are talking, people are loving each other, the camaraderie is excellent, coffee will come last, cake if you have it, cookies, have something sweet, bread, something to soak up that alcohol. But yes, do always have a little cup of coffee around. People kind of love that. Once you hit a certain stage, it gets to be kind of fun at the end of the night. Why, I don't know, but I'm getting there. And always have fresh flowers. I don't know if I picked these from my garden. They're not the prettiest, but they do add a little bit to the ambiance. But like I said, you know, my name is Mandy Longshore. I'm just trying to show you a few things that are very important, very, very important. From your food, your menu, you know, have a bunch of different foods and think of the allergies and the glutens and all that sort of stuff. And then you know what you're going to cook, and that leads you into your theme, you know, a Mexican theme, an intimate theme, however you want to do it. And that leads you into with a theme. You're decorating if you just want to set flowers around. But mainly, the light bulb. With the lighting, the music, the spirits. And who cares about your food? Everything else is great. Your food could really be bad. They're going to eat it. They're not going to not eat it. You're going to have something there for them to eat. That's why you create a variety. And, I needed to go over some questions. If anybody has questions out in the audience, I'd like to answer them before I leave, because I know some of you have questions. I go through this so fast, and, you know, you can read my book, and you can catch my articles in some magazines, and also I'm online. And, yes, you in the back. I'm sorry. She said, when you start to plan your party, what is a good time to have it? Well, when is not a good time? Well, you don't want to have it late at night, you know, but I think, you know, around the evening hour, sunsets, that plays a lot into your lighting. So, evening, I do a lot of 6 to 10s, and then it carries on, because that way it's not too late. You know, once it gets to 2 in the morning, you can cut it off, you know, but 6 to 10, 6 to 11, you know, always think wedding hours. That's a good way to remember it. Any other questions? Yes. If people get too drunk, they ask if someone gets too drunk, what do? You don't want to be responsible. Well, yeah, you can't just throw a cup of coffee at them. They could be allergic to coffee. You want to have a taxi cab service phone number, obviously readily and accessible. If you're really wealthy, I suggest having a limousine service, take people to and from. I've done that for some of my famous movie stars, but, you know, when I'm throwing my own party, I have the taxi cab at hand, a nicer one, but yeah, and then I take people's keys. And if they get belligerent, I tell them, hey, we're playing a game. Throw your keys in a bowl. Just kidding, we don't do that sort of stuff. Not at this point in time, I'm not doing it. Any more questions? Well, I just want everyone to know, after everybody gets done talking and stuff, I have a couple of worksheets for you to take with you, just a few things to remember. You're more than welcome to come up and just kind of take a gander at some of these things. One more thing. When I said lighting, and I've got it sitting right here in front of me, and I didn't even think about it. Candles. Candles are fun. I recommend low glow. And that's how I remember it, low glow. When you have these,